One of his sons might take it. Oh, that was me. Oh, Christian might take it. Christian want to be a gangster. He a gangster.
We knew Diddy was frantically trying to keep out of jail, but this degree of desperation is insane. They might have one of his sons take it. Oh, that was me, or Christian might do it. Christian wants to be a gangster, and he is a gangster, right? The feds may be coming for Christian next, possibly charging him with SSA and related crimes, according to his ex-bodyguard Gene Deal. Rumor has it that Christian has been following in his father's messy footsteps. And now people are saying Diddy has been feeding the feds in on his own son to cut himself a deal. This is not the first time Diddy has sacrificed his children to save himself, but this one could have some dramatic consequences for Christian because the feds are now pursuing him because of his father. According to reports, TMZ has tracked Diddy's personal love, an LLC jet, the famous black Gulfstream 5, which he has flaunted and flown for years. It appears that the aircraft is currently on the ground in Antigua, which is down in the Caribbean. Under the sun may sound crazy, but it's actually not all that crazy when you look at his past because Diddy has always put himself first no matter what or who is involved. For instance, after he was raided by the feds, there were rumors that he had fled the country to the Caribbean, leaving his children to be harassed by the fits. According to TMZ's analysis of flight activity, Diddy's jet has been traveling up and down California from Sunday to Monday. It took off from Sacramento Executive Airport on Sunday night at 5:30 p.m. PT and landed at Palm Springs International Airport an hour later at 7:30 p.m. Time in the Pacific. Diddy's plane took off from Palm Springs once more and touched down at Van Nuys Airport, which is located in the Los Angeles region, around half an hour later at 8 o'clock Pacific time, or 9 o'clock. It was bad enough that he left his kids behind, but it wasn't the first time either. Last year, his baby mama, Misa Milton, accused him of making their son Justin take the fall for him when he was arrested for DUI. On Monday Pacific time, the jet took off from Van Nuys Airport and landed somewhere in Antigua. He ended up just running to Miami. On Instagram, Misa blasted him, stating, "I'm not with any of that reality TV until it's enough. I'm not protecting anyone anymore, just my son and all the kids I love." The saying, "a fish rots from the head down," refers to the fact that, in addition to being a major factor in a family's or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. She went on to act like a bad boy, saying, "I used to want to be a bad girl, but I chose to be a queen." She also said, "Everyone has to sit around for years and act like there isn't anything wrong with you. If something were to happen to my son, God forbid, what will people say to me when we all know whose fault it would be?" I'm not saying that Diddy doesn't love his children, but when it comes down to it, he's always going to pick himself before anyone else, even his own children, which is why it isn't shocking that he's accused. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Christian is guilty just because his father has a list of serious allegations. Just because Diddy has been doing the most doesn't mean his sons were involved. They could have been completely innocent, but sadly, it doesn't seem to be going that way. Justin and Christian have both been dragged into rumors about their father's shady dealings. Edley is giving the Fed some evidence on Christian, so we probably shouldn't be too shocked that Christian is getting involved in all of this. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Justin even allegedly assisted Diddy in finding young ladies for his now famous freak-offs. It's hard to deny that Justin has been going to Diddy's wild parties since he was a child. The parties were already crazy enough, with half-dressed women in bathtubs and other things that no child should have witnessed. So it's really no surprise that Justin continued to attend his dad's wild parties as he grew older. However, Christian's situation is much worse. According to TMZ, he was sued by a woman who claimed he had behaved inappropriately toward her while she was working on a yacht Diddy rented for a family Christmas celebration. Grace claimed that she was doing her job during the shindig, which she claims was advertised as a family-friendly excursion, and King came on after, which she claims he immediately became fixated on her uncomfortably, so she alleges King had her take a shot of liquor, and she claims she immediately suspected it was spiked, but despite that she was able to tell him to get off of her and leave. Her alone, she claims King was trying to kiss, and her despite her protestations, She alleges there was a brief struggle, but luckily she managed to escape the first time after that Christian supposedly demanded she get back to work and find him a place to sleep on the yacht. With not many options, she took him to the theater room to rest. But once they arrived, things allegedly escalated again with him cornering her for a second time. According to reports, King cornered her again and attempted to force her to perform oral on him, but she says she fought him off and includes in the docs photos of her forearm, which she claims was in the altercation. Eventually, Omar Cake says she was able to escape, but claims to have suffered mentally and emotionally ever since Grace, along with her lawyer Tyrone Blackburn, didn't just come for Christian. They went after Diddy too, naming him as a co-defendant in the lawsuit. Honestly, that tracks, since Diddy was the one who rented the yacht and was technically her employer during the trip. Grace argued that Diddy had a responsibility to ensure her safety, and by putting her in that environment, he failed to protect her from harm. So it's not just about what Christian allegedly did Diddy's. Being held accountable for the whole situation, Diddy's lawyers immediately jumped into action, slamming Grace and accusing her of being a gold digger. They said, "We have not seen this woman's claim, but I'm sure we can expect the same kind of manufactured lies we've come to expect from Tyrone Blackburn and his clients, just as we saw in Rodney Jones's lawsuit, which has yet to be served." He adds, they learned about the lawsuit the same way anyone hears about Mr. Blackburn's filings through the media. The lawsuit is still ongoing. But one thing people couldn't help but notice was how Christian's alleged actions seemed to mirror Diddy. Diddy supposed Mo is spiking drinks before doing shady things, and that's exactly how Grace described it in her lawsuit. This had folks buzzing, speculating that Christian might have learned from his father's ways. Now, with everything Diddy is facing, and Christian having his own lawsuit hanging over him, you'd think he'd lay low, keep quiet, and pray this all blows over, right? Nope. Homeboy's been loud AF ever since the drama started. He's even been bold enough to mock the feds, boasting that he and his dad will get away with everything. Cocky M, he said, to knock down those walls like when the petty boys were controlling both of our cribs. Unfortunately, they didn't realize we had purchased the one next door, since they missed the way you guys were chatting like ninjas and slinging shade. He was on the G6 getting the line Chile. I just know that. Diddy wanted to make him understand after that song came out, because Christian essentially snitched on himself and his father, asking, "Sir, do you not understand subtlety?" If that wasn't reckless enough, he also chose to go after 50 Cent, saying that he isn't relevant to the culture anymore of all the people to mess with. He actually chose 50 Cent, who is known for dragging people in public, and said, "I dare one of you ninjas scream out no Diddy when all they had was 50 Cent who put the city on the map. Stop lying, Pop. Many men have hate on you." Before Diddy was formally indicted by the federal government, Christian pulled all these stunts. We knew that things were getting serious, but it wasn't until Diddy was arrested that we realized that he was really in hot water. However, despite everything that's going on, Christian seems completely unconcerned with it all. He's been acting like the obedient son, showing up to Diddy's bail hearings and other events. But you'd think that he would be a little more subdued, but it's clear that he doesn't give a damn, because a video leaked a few days ago showed him at one of these wild parties with girls all around forcing them to drink liquor. Everyone looked completely out of it, as if they had been on something stronger than just alcohol. He's being tone deaf AF right now, and it wasn't even his birthday. He just threw this party for no real reason at all. When you add in his own essay lawsuit and that song where he's boasting about how the feds miss some evidence, it's no surprise that people are saying the feds might be closely monitoring him and could be filing charges soon. If that happens, at least he'll be held accountable. Inz is 7 inches tall.